Thank you for tuning in. You're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio World. This is Women Empowerment Talk Radio, and I'm your host, Carmel Baez. Oh, we are in the studio once again on a beautiful day here located in Seattle, Washington. And we are with our guest, Mr. DeiMarlon Scisney, CEO of HOP Technical Designs here. Hey, DeiMarlon, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Awesome, awesome, good. Glad to have you on the show. Before we jump into the interview this afternoon, want to go ahead and give some announcements as I normally do, letting y'all know about the work it is that we are doing here. Women in Business Expo Group. First of all, I want to let y'all know the website is up. Things are going great. To learn more about the organization, you can definitely check out that website. It's www.wibeg.biz. This is where you can find our small business directory, also information about upcoming events, kind of what's going on here, in the Seattle area. Also, too, there's that opportunity for small business owners. If you have a product and or service, you can definitely get your product or service up on the website there. Another opportunity to create an avenue of revenue for yourself there. So you can definitely go to that website, check out the work it is that we've been doing and put together on that website. Again, it's www.wibeg.biz. So go ahead and check that out. You can also find more information on our Facebook page, Women in Business Expo Group. Also, I want to give an update too about our youth entrepreneurship program. So we are doing great work here in the Seattle area. Our youth entrepreneurship program has definitely launched. We've been working with Echo Glen Youth Detention Center for the last 2 years, putting together workshops, information, resources, support for those young people there at Echo Glen, to help them hopefully make a different career path change. We want to be the bridge there, to bridge that gap for them. And again, provide the resources and support it is that the young people need. Many may not have a way, but we're definitely a way for them. So we have continued on our second year at Echo Glen. We're super excited about this. We have already completed workshops number 1, 2, and 3, and we are looking forward to workshop number 4. This one here is our community resource workshop, and this is where we bring in the community here, y'all. So if you are a business owner, a agency, maybe a school, it is that offers that resource and support for young people, it is to just help and support them. We would love to have you be part of our workshops here it is that we're doing, and talk to the young people, let them know about the work it is that you're doing, and that just because maybe it is that you've made a bad choice along the way doesn't mean the end of the road for you. So again, for those of you that are out there that are looking for maybe speaking opportunities to the young people, provide resources and support for them to make that transition. We would love to have you take part in one of our upcoming workshops here. So again, that email it is that you can contact us. It's Women in Business Expo Group at Yahoo. Again, you can take a look at our Facebook page, and see the opportunities it is that we have. We're loving to connect our community here, and again, bridge that gap for the young people it is who may be transitioning out. So again, if you offer maybe some services, transitional housing, clothing banks, cosmetology school. Oh, this one coming up, workshop number 4. We do have, give a shout out to Jean Morez, Jurassic Ink Tattoo. Also, too, Seattle Fashion Academy is going to be involved. So, a lot of opportunity for us that are in the community that are doing the work to support the kids here that are transitioning out. So, again, that email address is Women in Business Expo Group at yahoo.com. And again, you can take a look at the Facebook page, Women in Business Expo Group, and find out about the work it is that we are doing. So, what I want to go ahead and do now is again introduce our guest, Mr. DeiMarlon Scisney with Hope Technical Design here. We're going to be talking about website design. And this is something it is that small business owners definitely need. He's going to share his journey, his expertise, information, resources, everything else. So we'll go ahead and dive right in. Mr. Scisney, why don't you go ahead and let our listeners know a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, and thank you so much, Carmel, for this opportunity. I know that we've been doing some work together, both on the youth entrepreneurship program, but then even you being able to solicit me business, right? And get me some clientele as well. So definitely a pioneer, an advocate for what you are doing in this space, and really appreciate this opportunity to be joining you today. I did just want to note it's DeiMarlon Scisney, but it's HOP, HOP, helping the overlooked prosper, HOP, technical assistance. And so a little bit about me, DeiMarlon Scisney. Please feel free to call me D during my corporate tenure. That's what everybody called me as well. And I am an analytical professional with a background in cloud computing and data analytics. I hold a bachelor's degree actually in biomedical engineering. So I was on my way to medical school before I got into the tech field, with minors in Spanish and gender studies, but I do hold my master's degree in business analytics. And I have over 6 years of experience in cloud computing, specializing in analytics, AI, ML. But in addition to my technical background, I would consider myself a community advocate and really a propeller of change for the community. From my work leading different initiatives. I also am serving as like the lead evaluator over the participatory budgeting initiative, even my work with basic digital literacy classes and being able to educate individuals on on that technical divide, right? And being able to fill that gap analysis, but even my work on the advocacy and policy. So it's one thing to do the hands-on keyboard work. It's another to educate, but be at the forefront of actual policies that are affecting us, and benefiting us, right, and in a positive manner. So I do serve on like the Citizens Technical Advisory Board and the Digital Equity Learning Network as well, working with the mayor and city council to actually pioneer policy around this space as well. So thank you again for letting me be here, and I'm looking forward to the interview.
Yes, yes. Well, no, again, we are glad to have you on the show. You're going to bring a bright light here, to the IT industry and the work it is that you do. I think a lot of us as business owners, we think website and, advertising, getting the word out about the business, but you are more behind the scenes. And as you said, that analytical part of it. Y'all, D here, he's super technical. Okay. Yes. Awesome. Well, why don't you go ahead, let our listeners know, what was your inspiration behind taking part in the IT industry? What was that spark that got you into this industry?
Yeah, so my inspiration to enter the IT industry was really driven by a passion for leveraging data-driven insights and technology to really drive business growth and actionable insights. So what do I mean by that? It's one thing to hold data and it's another thing to action upon it, right? And so I was actually at AWS before I started my own company for about 4.5 years. And why I chose to leave was because I launched a $30 million program called the Minority Partner Initiative. And so we understood that there was about 127,000 partners within the partner network, but no information on how diverse they were, right, as it relates to those individuals working with our clients. And so we didn't have demographic data to better suit our clients. And so based on the data that I was able to collect, I launched the Minority Partner Initiative. And so with my technical background and kind of getting into my own company, I really saw the immense potential for technology to address various challenges faced by businesses and communities. One of the reasons why I started my business after I left AWS, particularly in this space, dealing with small, underrepresented nonprofit organizations, is because the Small Business Digital Maturity Study that was put out by Deloitte basically said that only 36% of small businesses actually understand and have adopted technology, right? That's 36% of small businesses. That's not including minority businesses, which is even less, right? And then even within that, I did a survey just on individuals understanding AI, and I'll talk about this a little bit later around the upcoming AI for small business lunch and learn that we have going on. But in addition to that small business digital maturity study, I launched a survey with different chambers of commerce and surveyed about 623 small businesses. And of that, about 224 of them responded. But of that, 96% had no idea what AI was or how to leverage AI, right? And so really serving as that bridge and that point of contact, and really being able to leverage my technical background, really saw that immense potential for technology to address various challenges that are faced by a lot of our businesses and communities.
Yes, yes. Let me ask you this question. How important is that analytics when it comes to, a small business or nonprofit? You know, what should we be doing as business owners? You know, what should we be doing? That's the question. And how important is that?
Yeah, so the importance is behind analytics, is really being able to understand your customer and your consumer, right? And so again, it's one thing to hold data, but it's another thing to be able to action upon that data, right? So being able to store that information in a CRM, for example, that's a customer relationship management tool for those that may not know, but it's used a lot in sales and outreach and things like that, in a way to really store your clientele and keep track of them in different stages, whether they be a prospect client or one that's a qualified client, right? But within that information, right, you can really start to pull a lot of insights from that based on, basic information, name, address, right? Things like that. But then you can start getting into demographic information, right? Who's your ideal customer profile? Who's shopping with you the most? Right. As far as that goes, and then being able to better tailor your clientele as well. I'm actually working with a coffee shop right now. Shameless plug, Darnisha Weary, great work in what she's doing with Black Coffee Northwest. But I actually was in a conversation with them yesterday about implementing an executive dashboard within their business, right? And so basically, you can think of a dashboard, right? Once you've collected the data and okay, I have surveys, I have Excel information, I have all of these different funnels of data, right, that I've been collecting, right, and been doing. Now, what do I do with that, right? So now actually having a visual representation of, hey, how many people came into the store yesterday? Right. So, foot traffic and cost benefit analysis, right? And being able to track sentiment based on surveys that were sent out, right? And actually gauging the experience of your clients. Do you have repeat clients, right? How do you curate coupons or specialty loyalty programs to those that are shopping with you a lot, right? All of this information is derived from that data collection. And a lot of small businesses are sitting on data. You don't have to be a big organization with petabytes and petabytes of data to be able to derive insights. I mean, if you're just bringing in survey data, if you just have, a website as well as collecting data from clicks and time on that website and everything, right? And so really being able to hone in on that data to then yield actionable insights. And those actionable insights can really be anything from, a loyalty program, better tailoring personalization. It can be, an actual dashboard where you have that visual representation internally. And so a slew of things can kind of come from that. But it's first understanding what are my goals around that.
Yes, yes. Since we're talking about data here, Dee, how important is it for a small business owner, to take, I guess, those surveys, and collect the information? And you know what? I feel like sometimes it is maybe us as business owners, we may not feel like or believe that the surveys are very important, but it sounds like there's definitely, accurate information there, information that we need that details about our business.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
And so to your question, really, if you don't mind repeating that a little bit, I kind of got twofold and it would cut out just a little bit.
that
Yes,
that's
please.
it. Just the importance of us, as business owners, creating those surveys, collecting the information. If you had to give us a scale on 1 to 10, how important is that for us?
Yeah, it's an 11.
Okay.
So data is incredibly important for small businesses, and its significance has been growing steadily in recent years, especially with AI and all of the stuff that's coming out now. But it allows for informed decision making, right? So data provides valuable insights that can inform business decisions, right? So by analyzing the data, small businesses can really make informed choices about their products, their services, their pricing, marketing strategies, and so much more behind that. And also, in addition to that informed decision making, it really leads to customer understanding, as I mentioned, right? So data allows businesses to better understand their customers, right? Their preferences, their behaviors, their needs, even within behaviors, repeat behaviors and things like that. And this understanding really helps in tailoring products and services to really meet customer expectations. And then within that, by you leveraging that data, you have a competitive advantage, right? So small businesses can gain actually a competitive advantage by leveraging this data. So analyzing market trends, right? Competitor performance, customer feedback, right, can really help businesses to identify opportunities and threats in their industry as well. And then even with the data as well, being able to understand efficiency and cost reduction, right? You're able to forecast products and understand, okay, well, within this inventory, I'm running low, so I need to better understand and better equipped in understanding when I need to repurchase this inventory, right? But also being able to streamline operations, right? And reduce cost as well. But then, and the last thing that I really want to touch on, in addition to all the other things that I mentioned, is marketing effectiveness, right? So data-driven marketing strategies can be highly effective. Small businesses can target, marketing efforts to reach the right audience, to track performance, to lead to better marketing campaigns, and really adjusting strategies based on that data analysis as well, which then all of those that I mentioned leads to better customer retention, because now you have the data to be able to supplement the needs of the client, right? And be able to get those repeat clients as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Wow. Thank you for that. D. You know, it just brings me to the thought of, we as business owners, we definitely have to, take a look at those analytics, because it tells us so much about our business, and the work it is that we're doing. So we definitely want to encourage those out there, start to look at those analytics, start to take the surveys, and do the work, because it's going to explain so much more about your business. So we are excited again to have you on the show this afternoon. Just a wealth of information you are. Why don't you go ahead? Let our listeners
Want
know.
to add, Carmel, I'm so sorry to cut you off. I did just want to add, because it's one thing to say, hey, derive insights from this data. What does that mean? But there's specific tools that you can use for this as well, right? So like Google surveys, or Google Forms is the technical name for it, Typeform, right? If you're looking to collect those surveys as well. And all of that information can be exported as an Excel, right? As long as you have Excel documents and documentation, we can derive the insights, right? We can pull information and start parsing data from those Excel spreadsheets. But there are certain tools that you can leverage as well on the front end. But I can dive into those, or please contact me to learn more about those specific tools. But in order to get that data, there are some, things that you have to have on the front end to be able to collect that data as well.
Awesome, awesome. For those of you that are just tuning in, you are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. This is Women Empowerment Talk Radio, and I'm your host, Carmel Bias. We are in the studio today with our guest, Mr. DeiMarlon Scisney here, and we are just discussing analytics, surveys, website design here, and a host of other things here. Why don't you let our listeners know, Dee, is what is your mission statement of your company, and what does HOP mean, and how did you come up with that name?
Yeah. So the mission of my business, Hop Technical Assistance, is to bridge the technological gap for small and underrepresented businesses. So we provide technical assistance, training and certifications, right? And within that technical assistance, basic digital literacy skills. I'm actually hosting an AI for small business lunch and learn on October 18th. And we'll talk about that a little bit later in the conversation as well. But training and certifications in cloud computing and cybersecurity, and then really being able to do the hands-on keyboard work of implementing, right, things such as websites and app development, CRM implementation, right, and a slew of other things within that analytics and AI/ML components. And so really the name HOP stands for Helping the Overlooked Prosper, which reflects really our commitment to assisting businesses in progressing and thriving really in this digital age. Again, as I mentioned earlier, that the Small Business Digital Maturity Study that was done by Deloitte stated that only 36% of small businesses truly understand and have adopted technology in their day-to-day, right? And that's 36% of small businesses. That's not including minority businesses, which is even less than that. I think it's like 7.2%. Right. So really being a pioneer, an advocate, an educator, and an implementer for those that are in need of that technology assistance in the small, underrepresented, and nonprofit space.
Yes. Why don't you go ahead? Let our listeners know, Dee. How would someone contact you? What's the best way to reach you if they want to learn more? What would one do?
Yeah, so you could email me at info@HOP Services. So that's HOP Services, SERVICES.US. My phone number as well is 812-568-4411. And then you can also reach me on LinkedIn as well at linkedin.com/DeiMarlon. That's my first name, and it's DEIM as in Mary, ARL as in Larry, ON as in Nancy.
Awesome. Yes. Why don't you go ahead, give that contact information one more time there, just for those it is that may have missed that, because this is definitely a service it is, that we all need. We need to know more about our business. So go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. So you can email me at info@hopservices.us, and that's HOPSERVICES.US. And my phone number is 812-568-4411. And then my LinkedIn is linkedin.com /IN. Sorry, there is that /IN and then the /DeiMarlon as well. But you can just search me on LinkedIn by my first name, DeiMarlon, DeiMarlon.
Great. Awesome. Yes. Let our listeners know too. I know you earlier here in the conversation, you mentioned an upcoming event it is that you have. Why don't you let our listeners know about that?
Yes. So I did a survey after I had launched my masterclass at the Black Business Leadership Conference with Bobby. So super appreciative of them as well, allowing me to have that opportunity to launch the masterclass around AI, because there aren't too many people within this space, right, that's really talking about this. And, AI over the next 5 years is set to replace 85 million jobs, right? But it's set to create 92 million, right? So it's not so much the AI that's going to replace or take over, right? It's the individuals that know how to leverage AI, right? And know how to leverage the capabilities of AI that are going to do well, right? So it's like almost like you have to jump on board now or the ship is going to leave you. And so I had launched the masterclass at the Black Business Leadership Conference. And then after that, I did a survey. I paired with multiple chambers of commerce to actually launch a survey and survey, right, the small businesses across the state of Washington and get a better understanding of their competency as it pertains to AI and the integration of AI into their business. And so I asked a list of survey questions. There were about 7 of them on there, and I got 223 responses of that over 600 that were sent out. And then based on that information, over 90% of the people didn't even really know what AI was, let alone leverage it in their day-to-day processes. And so a lot of small businesses don't understand, if you don't have a full marketing team, right? If you don't have a finance team, if you don't have an operations team, things such as ChatGPT, Google Bard, all of that can really automate and make a lot of things easier for you within those realms. And so the event that I have that's going on is October the 18th from 11:45 to 1. And it's our AI for Small Business Lunch and Learn. And so within that, we're going to, the whole premise of that is for me to bring together these small businesses. And we already have about 67 registrants, small businesses. So please sign up. And so within that, to get a better understanding of the pain points, the needs of the small businesses as it pertains to their day-to-day processes. And then after this lunch and learn section, actually launching a 3-part masterclass series that's tailored to the needs of those individuals that participated in that session. So do you need a deeper dive into how to leverage AI for financial statements, for itemized budgeting, for forecasting or whatever that may be on the finance side? Do you need help with AI on marketing, right? With creation of newsletters, with blog posts, right? And automating a lot of your posts and things like that. So you don't really even have to worry about all of the social media engagement and posting on the marketing side. There's bots that can do that for you. Right, on the AI side. Or do you need it on operations, right? Being able to create, MOUs and standard SOWs, right? Which are like statements of work or operations documents as it pertains to your business, right? Say you have a model that you're building out in your business and you want to get that all written out, right? These types of tools can help you save so much time on the front end, but also automate a lot of the processes as well. So what took you normally, 10, 20, 30 hours to do is now taking you a fraction of that time with AI. So please tune in. You can find out more information on my website. That's hopservices.us. www.hopservices.us, and you can toggle over to the event section and go ahead and register for that on October 18th.
Yes, that sounds like an exciting event, y'all. Definitely look out for that event, October 18th. I want to thank you, DeiMarlon, here for your time this afternoon. Truly appreciate all the work it is that you're doing. And I want to thank each and every listener out there for tuning in to Women Empowerment Talk Radio here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. All right, y'all. Until next time.